go live on the halftime scoop. We banter a little bit at the beginning of these, shoot the shit, let people kind of populate the various chats.
Check it out on YouTube, on Facebook Live, and now on Twitch.
That's right.
Which I don't think we have any Twitch subscribers yet, but it's just another option. I know some
that may end up being. Guess what? We have to kind of figure out how to move on a little bit from Periscope because that thing is laggy as hell. It's laggy as hell. As Twitter might be giving up on Periscope. I really don't know what's going on. But whatever the case, by all means, you can find us on YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Much easier, higher definition even. There's really no reason not to check out the YouTube channel.
I thought you meant me. I forgot that I think you mean Sandy Reed.
Oh yeah. He was on the liver and onions side of the Denny's menu without question. Sure. He was not looking at no interest in calling Moons over Miami in the first half of this one. He's got to save Moons over Miami for next week when he goes up against the mighty Miami Dolphins defense. He's going to need the good plays.
The thing is, Mahomes is 13 of 20, 154 yards. Like we were talking a little off air, they are moving easily through the 20s. And then just, again, it's funny. We brought this up before they got the ball back here, before McManus missed the kick. We were saying they're moving easily through the 20s and just getting stopped up. And, there was short time here. It was a little different. But at the same time, it's not like them to be so bad in the red zone, I guess. So
I have a pretty healthy appetite for some Kansas City Chiefs team total over. I gotta say,
you got
7.5 is the number I'm getting right now.
7.5 for a team total? Oh, I thought
I'm getting 7.5. I'm getting Kansas City Chiefs minus 7.5 as the second half line, plus 117 across town. Over under 26.5, which means the team total for the Chiefs is gonna be about 17.
If it's 17, like minus 10, are we fine with that? Or if it's 17 and a half, are you still cool?
Less enthused, actually. I think, honestly, Denver's defense is lucky to only have conceded 9. Yes. Is really what it boils down to. Denver's offense, are they going to put any scoring pressure on the Chiefs in the second half? I mean, if it's 17.5, is over 26.5 a better play? Maybe. Because you can get a 17-10 second half. I could see that.
Yeah, Denver has been moving the ball nicely at times. They've had some good, Fangio, or I don't know, whoever calls the plays.
Noah Fant.
Noah Fant, a big part of the offense.
He's been very lively. I like his contributions tonight a lot. Melvin Gordon, not sucking.
I guess it was no secret that the Kansas City defense isn't great. Like that's, these are known quantities, but at the same time, it does feel bad. Like there's a few things. If you're a Chiefs bettor, you feel bad that they don't have 21 points. And if you're a Denver bettor, you feel bad that they don't have 14, or more. Like both of these teams feel like they should have scored. And if you're an over bettor, you're just mad as a Hornet right now because both these teams probably should have scored a little more. Pat Shurmur, good call, former Vikings coach.
I guess it's 10-9 right now. The Chiefs have been bet down to -7. Okay.
Yes.
Which means that's a 6-point final score is a push. A 7-point win for the Chiefs is a win. If the Chiefs do score a touchdown at some point with this lopsided 1-point difference, they'll go for 2. How do you feel about the Chiefs converting a 2-point conversion against this Denver defense? Denver's been very solid inside the 10-yard line tonight. Very, very, very good.
Yeah, it feels
is that skill or luck?
2-point. A little of both. It's not a bad defense. The Kansas City does start with the ball, so they get the old 2-for-1, I guess, which doesn't help our number. Like if they don't.
No, I'm trying to figure out if I shoot for the middle here because it's 7, 10.
Oh, you have the 14.
Win, 8, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14-point win all seem not crazy.
You need to go full disclosure when you say that. So Drew bet on the Broncos, which
I don't feel bad about it, but I don't feel great.
No, it's still dicey. Things are still in the air.
I guess I need one score from the Broncos to start feeling good about it. Doesn't have to be a touchdown. Field goal will work, but I don't see the Chiefs winning the second half 21-3. Let's say
no.
17-0 seems possible, but not not a great feeling about that.
If I got the best of the number and I hit a full ass 14, I'd probably take the 7.5.
Okay.
Right? That's not a bad middle, especially when you've seen it time and time again where this offense can just pop for like 28 and a quarter.
I know, right?
So the 17 is -105.
I guess how do you feel about the Chiefs winning this game? Do you feel like we're basically talking like it's a fait accompli that the Chiefs win? Is that your feeling?
Are we doing Latin?
Yeah.
I like that. Somebody's on
of accompli.
What
do you think?
Pam's, Pam's got stats 7th in defending red zone passing touchdowns.
This is kind of like the Carolina Panthers game to a degree, though. Would you disagree? Like they're giving up a lot. Panthers a lot. They gave up yards and scores with relative ease to the Panthers. The Chiefs probably should have won that game by 10. They win by what, 2? Just because they never really put their foot on the gas. They never really put their foot on their throats. I don't know that.
I feel better about the team total over or the just over in general. I'll let you make it your call, Sophie's choice. So the regular.
Okay, so one score. I need one score by the Broncos to get my cover and to get the over. So that's double exposure there. I'm not interested in that. I think we have to go over 17 at -120 for the Chiefs.
Oh man, it opened -105. I should have bet it 5 minutes ago.
Over 17 -120 for the Chiefs. I think the team total over
that. That's Chiefs points. Chalky, ugly, but what are you going to do? It's the Chiefs. I feel better about that because it feels like it could be just like 17, let's say 17-10. 17-10 gets us a push, but it'd lose you on the side. So,
but no, it wouldn't. It would lose. Yeah, it would lose a 7.5. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd lose on the 7.5.
Yeah,
they already had a PD with Hill. I don't hate just Denver to fucking win this game. I think their offense might kick it too here.
You think?
I think they're going to score too. I kind of like the over more than anything, but
they're getting no production out of their wide receiving crew. The number one, we have KJ Hamler with 1 catch for 8 yards. I don't know if Drew Lock is capable of throwing it to these wide receivers accurately enough that they can make a catch or a play. Like this crew is just not very talented.
Well, Jacob's got a point here.
It's all Noah Fant.
Former offensive line stud Jacob Feely.
Full game under.
Having a full game
total feels like a good hedge. I 100% concur with that. I think your full game under is still very much in play. I mean, that's a very nice play. That was a good look.
Here's a question from Mr. This is Clooney's brother. Cloonan. If you didn't have Denver, how would you feel about the -7?
You can get -7 at -119 right now. I don't hate that.
That's a little better.
Yeah. Realistically,
I think the reason I like the offense or the team total over is it just kind of takes the Denver part out of the equation.
My most likely outcome for this game is Kansas City wins by 7. Touchdown and a 2-point conversion at some point. Flip this from a 1-point deficit to a 7-point.
So they need to score 3 times regardless. But boy, that would feel good if they got the 8 points out of the way right away.
It would.
You're just sitting on needing a touchdown, a field goal. So there are, and it looks like lunch.
Wow. They're trying to get a little. They're really trying to drive. They're right. They're dying to write tickets. They are trying to write tickets there.
Yeah, I don't know if they're balls deep in Denver money. That seems odd. That would be a thing.
I would be blown away by that. They are just dying to write tickets for Kansas City.
Oh, that's for the game, not the second half.
Oh, that's
the math. Yeah. That's the math thing where they make me do the math sometimes.
Yeah. No, that's not a second half line. Yeah.
Okay. So it's essentially the exact same line, but it's flat. Although I can get +102 or let's look second half here. We have a bunch of games coming up too this week. There's Monday Night Football. There's Monday afternoon football. There's Tuesday Night Football. Thursday Night Football is making its triumphant return. It felt weird not having Thursday Night Football. I'm glad Captain Jack did that.
I didn't like it, man.
Like it felt empty. Like there was nothing to do that night. Somebody posted on the timeline. Nice to see Cliff Kingsbury let you guys in his house. That was a nice house. Remember that from the draft? It was a pretty good house.
I would like you ought to put his living room in your background next time.
I will with where he has that big glass pane.
Big glass. No, where you can see through the window and you see the pool out on the backyard.
You see the pool
on one side. We can see on one side you can see the fireplace, and then through the window you can see the pool. All right.
I think Big Ben plays here. Somebody asked the question. Quick thoughts on why you added Pittsburgh.
Do you think? Wait. Hang on. You think the line movement was entirely speculative that Ben's not going?
I guess. I don't know. My number cannot get there. Like, I cannot get there with Washington. It's still Washington. Yes, they do play down at times, but I guess it is technically a short week going Wednesday to Monday. It's a day shorter, so they are in short rest. There's Big Ben has some injury concern apparently, but he will play. And if he plays, I'm very much not in line with this being on the other side of a touchdown. I have it closer to 9, so kind of a numbers thing. And I hate betting on a team that I have backed repeatedly that I love, but I kind of had to. So I'm there for it. -6.5 tomorrow.
It's a really similar situation to their matchup against the Bengals, where they were just so much better of a team, and a lot of people were hot on the Bengals. That number moved from 8.5 to 6, 5.5 even, and that was never. That was one way the whole way. You generally don't get two very sloppy performances back to back from the Pittsburgh Steelers, so I completely understand why you made that play. And
this monster, yeah. Look at this monster. Nick, we're not going to have time for this, but I have this written down as on a list of things I want to do an entire podcast about in the off season. We'll do a bunch of these evergreen podcasts where we talk about, there's no games today. The Super Bowl's in the past. We're not quite to the draft. We're going to touch on one subject. We did some on closing line value, on touts, on the affiliate model, a lot of just broad things. And this is one I think we need to touch on because we have talked about this in the past, about how there's a spectrum of this and it differs for different sports and it differs within the same sport. So we will get to that in March.
And there's two types of narratives. Some are basically speculative, armchair psychiatrist, would you say? Like, this team is going to be motivated or low motivation expected, right? And that trickles into the coaching staff, as in specifically the Andy Reid coaching staff, where he may not give you the best game plan for a game that he thinks he can win with minimal effort, right? So some of it is, and honestly, the players probably read that, right? The players pick up on that. They know if you're crafting a good or bad game plan, don't you think? Everybody knows when you've had a good week of practice.
You need the media to get on Tomlin's ass. So he makes a joke about it, compares it to a MAC game, and then they go out there and even that the Jacksonville game was a slow start and in the end they kind of whooped their ass.
Yeah, so much better. Yeah, so much better.
Yeah, we need a game like that. And somebody brought up the pass rush being moot because of how fast they get the ball out. That is kind of an important part of this matchup. They do get the ball out quick. I think about this, and I've brought this up so many times, but the Patriots did that in the playoffs 3 years ago. Maybe it was the Rams Super Bowl year where it was like they'd gotten the ball out quick all year, but Brady took it up a notch. Brady and McDaniels, I suppose, they took it up to this crazy ass notch where he was getting the ball out so fast and going up against good pass rushes that were getting, no pressures, no hits, no sacks, because they just completely took him out of the game. It was hilarious because, and like Brady at that point in his career, I mean, you've seen what he is now. He was there already. He wasn't mobile. He couldn't slide around as much. So the fact that was just working out was beautiful. Like, they took his weakness and turned it into advantage. And I mean, that's what they're doing in Pittsburgh. Big Ben, he's going to have people bouncing off him because he's 325 pounds, but he's still not mobile at this point in his career. So I really like what they're doing with that.
All I have to say about that is
hit it overtime.
Oh, you took it off. you missed time to be there. Hey, no, I agree with your sentiment. I would only add that, do you know if Stephon Tuitt or Marquise Pouncey are going to be back for the Steelers? How are they going to be doing in the trenches?
I hope Pouncey's back. That's big for me.
Tuitt is big too, because honestly, the Washington football team has come at you with a little bit of misdirection in the running game in a way that I did not expect, and it's been impressive. That's probably the only real thing you have to fear from them offensively if you're the Steelers.
Yeah. If anyone has any info on that, hit us up, because he went on to the Pouncey, that is the center. He went on the COVID list prior to the Ravens game. So I believe it was like Monday he went on the COVID list.
Yeah.
It would have been maybe Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday. So the timing with this being a Monday game, I think he has enough time to test negative, and make sure he gets out on the field, because I'm not hearing anything as far as like symptoms or the fact that he's actually sick. He just did have a positive test, or was it positive, or was it contact tracing?
I believe positive, but it was so hard to keep track of everything that was going on. I have no clue.
The fact that we had that game going on and we were trying to keep track of everything with Baltimore, it felt like the 3 or 4 people that got hit with it on Pittsburgh's side were like afterthoughts. Antonio Gibson is an absolute stud. He is a multi-use weapon, and I think going forward, he is going to be a big part of an offense that can get better next year.
Do you think anyone besides Justin Herbert has a shot at offensive rookie of the year after the way he's played the last couple of weeks? He had a bad game against Buffalo, and then he stunk today.
Stunk out loud.
That stunk out loud. Man, dude. Patriots.
I don't know, what did Jefferson do? Jefferson didn't have a
pitch to shutout.
Fantastic day, did he?
No. Gibson's a rookie though. If the Washington football team wins the NFC East, isn't it on his legs?
No. That's absolute a quick way to probably comeback player of the year has to be like minus 2,000 now. But Jefferson rookie of the year, I love the Mapletron thing though too. It takes such a crazy year from a receiver. Like, go look at Randy Moss's year. Go look at OBJ's year. Go look at Percy Harvin's year. He was running the ball too. Like, he had a bunch of running plays where he was taking it in. I mean, you have to have an amazing year, and there can't be like some quarterback that's really doing it up. So, like, I hate to say it, but Herbert might have to have like a minor injury and miss a couple games, or really stink it up. And then, Jefferson will have to have like a statement game. Or they play Green Bay still, right?
One of the Chargers' 3 wins was Week 1 with Tyrod Taylor. He is potentially, he could go 2-13 as a starter and win Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, it sucks.
I know it's not all on him. We're not QB wins guys, but still, it's like he hasn't really played that well. I mean, he's racking up.
Vikings have Tampa, Bears at home, and then Vikings have 3 road games left. Boy, their playoff hopes might be dashed.
Gibson's going to get 1,000 yards on the ground. He's going to be the only rookie running back with 1,000 yards, and he's going to have probably 15 touchdowns on top of another 400 receiving yards. He's going to have a 1,400 all-purpose yard season with 15 touchdowns.
Yeah. Jefferson, I don't think Jefferson's getting the tutties like Moss does, but he's basically on pace to get the Moss yardage, which is wild. All things considered.
Without looking,
Kyler had 5 wins last year, man.
Okay, so with the 12 games he's played, what does Justin Herbert's stat line look like? Excuse me, he's played 11 games.
So you're like 11 games?
What? I'm sorry. Actually, 12 games. He's only played. Oh no,
I'm sorry.
This isn't updated. No, this isn't updated. Yeah.
Okay, so without today, so how many games has he played?
11.
So like 200 completions.
269.
269.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. 18 touchdowns.
Shit. Sorry.
What happened? Did they throw a pick or what?
No, no, it's 2nd and goal. It's Just trying to see here.
Trying to look for the stat line here.
I would really love a touchdown also.
Third and goal doesn't feel good. Come on, guys.
It doesn't.
Keep doing this shit in the red zone, I'm going to lose my hair. So I'm going to have to.
That 2nd down play was a flipping mess too.
1,100 yards and 7 touchdowns. If he can get to like 12 touchdowns, 1,500 yards,
sorry,
it's gonna be hard to keep him out of that convo.
Okay, including today, Justin Herbert, 269 completions.
I said 18 touchdowns. Where are we at? He didn't have many today.
23.
23. I had 18.
23 touchdowns, 7 picks.
7 picks. 10 field goals.
And 3,000 yards passing. So he's going to get to 4,000. He's going to have a very impressive statistical profile.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to get away from that. And he's a quarterback.
That's going to be pretty good.
The record sucks. But again, I don't know how much they take record into account and be like, oh, this guy did it on a bad team. I think it's almost like a point of pride with it. Like, oh man, look what he did with a terrible coach and a terrible team. So
that's not crazy. That's not crazy at all. I don't think that's crazy. Okay, so he still should be minus 10, minus 1,000 or something like that.
What about Rodrigo? Rodrigo has scored more points than.
That's true. That's true. Calhoun is my name.
I don't think that's a different Calhoun.
Do you don't think that's a different Calhoun? That looked like a different Calhoun. Looked like a younger man or an older man.
All right,
I couldn't tell.
3rd and goal, guys. What do we got? Why aren't we moving?
It is. I think somebody took a timeout or an injury timeout. I didn't exactly see what the play was.
Bassey got injured for Denver.
This
is an important drive for the bet.
This is an important drive for the bet, and it's an important drive really for the whole way that the second half plays out in terms of
that's the thing. They have a great schedule, or they have a great roster, especially on offense. They had a great roster on defense, but a little banged up.
Offensive line was horrible today for whatever reason. The Patriots, who have not traditionally gotten much of a pass rush, were very, very effective at
all over his ass,
impacting. All over his ass is right. That's right.
Oh, I feel like this is how overtime's going to swing for us here. 3rd and goal from the 8. Haven't been able to do it all day. I watched Wolf of Wall Street the other day.
You're feeling it?
Oh!
Did you have any other thoughts on week 14? Any of your bets that you made? Anything that you want to add? Anything early that's like, man, was my read on this right? Is it dog kind of week? Home dog kind of week?
It is. It's probably a home dog kind of week. I think there's going to be a gross 3-team money line dog parlay I'm going to put together, because there's 8 or 9. Gotta get sacked. What a piece of shit. Take this guy's MVP away. It's terrible.
Russell Wilson effectively removed himself from the MVP conversation today. Would you agree with that?
Remember how that was like a
foregone conclusion?
Yeah, foregone conclusion's the exact word I was trying to come up with. It was such a foregone conclusion. And they absolutely, they're giving it to him, and he's out. He's 4th, maybe 5th.
That was a really good play by the Denver defense.
Yeah, got to give it to him. All right, well, we just need 2 more touchdowns. They got their score. They only took 4.5 minutes. We're fine.
I shortchanged Justin Herbert his stats for today. He's got 295 completions for 3,224 yards. Still just the 23 touchdowns, because he obviously got 0 today. 9 interceptions. It's pretty good. 31-yard field goal is good. All right, well,
good.
Sorry that we didn't get that started off with a touchdown. 12-10. I think.
It depends how big Ben plays the last 4 weeks.
That field goal made in the sequencing doesn't hurt us from the standpoint of going for 2.
I would still rather be up 10 than 9.
Up 2 if they score a 7. Now, 10 to 8 for you. They'll take the 9.
Reed has a point.
Foregone
Semantics, Mr. Rooney.
That's right. Okay. Well,
yeah, we just need them. The way they've played in the red zone, I'm kind of worried about the 2-point conversion being not happening. So,
yeah,
we'll get there though.
Yep. Yeah. A bigger deal is that Denver does something offensively on this drive, I think, with that, but not wipe out 6 minutes of clock.
Yeah,
a 6-minute drive and a field goal would
be
bad. Yeah, a 5-minute drive and a field goal answer. If they answer that exact drive, that would be bad.
We're getting there. I have full faith in this. I'm going to go hop in the car. I'm going to listen to this on the radio. And I'm going to hear a pick 6, I think. I'm going to turn on score alerts so I get it before the radio even tells me. And we will catch you guys tomorrow for some halftime.
I like it. All right. Well, I'll talk to you then.
Thanks, everybody.
You know what we do when the podcast is over, right? or when the halftime score.